We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get 50 after Monday Night Raw?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is your boy Shad Talks Graps, and we are back with another installment of the Wrestling Republic Daily Broadcast, episode 1002. We have already surpassed 1,000. Congratulations to us at Wrestling Republic, and congratulations to y'all in the comments that have been watching all these episodes, man. We're only going to move up these episode rankings, bro. We here every single day, no days off. And we got an episode for y'all because the crew is back in full mother effing effect. Oh, man, it feels good, man. Reunited and it feels so good. You know we're here to talk about Raw. And we have an actual banger episode to talk about. So let me not hold too much of the time. Let me introduce the people y'all always want to see. First and foremost, we got my dog, Chaos. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? Yes, it's your boy Chaos live in the building with obviously the Tuesday crew. I can't wait to get into a good episode of Monday Night Raw. Clearly, I am ready to talk about this episode of Raw. We got a lot to talk about. Side note as well, Take It to the Table will be returning very soon. So I know we had a little hiatus life, but yeah, it's all good. We're here, good vibes, and obviously we got the Tuesday crew to always keep you entertained. So let's get straight to it.
No doubt, bro. And yes, man, y'all make sure to catch that as well as the other shows that we got on this channel. Last but not least, man, this guy he came to my country. He came to the US of A, and he had a little, business to handle with Mickey Mouse and company. But he's returned, and he's returned back on a Tuesday. We got Jordy in the Bizank. What's going on, bro?
Oh, bro, it's good to be back. This is now my second Tuesday back on the bounce. Last one, yeah, it was about and it was with Clark and Des. You know what I mean? So it was good. But this is my Tuesday crew. This is my bread and butter. This is why I'm here. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. And like you said, man, it was a good episode of Raw. Like we spoke the day before when we seen the schedule come out. I said I hope it's a banger of an episode because I'm in a bit of a mood about WrestlePalooza, but it was a banger of an episode. So let's talk about Raw and not talk about what happened to John Cena.
I was about to say, like, that was match of the night for me. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. I think am I the only one to say that?
I hate it so much, bro. So much. I hate it so much.
Oh
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, man. And now it feels good, man. It feels good to have the squad back in. This was something that organically was created, and yeah, man, we are the Tuesday crew. Salute to salute to Clark, salute to Des, but we here, and you got some Harry Potter glasses on. Is that like is that Harry? Did you get that from there too?
No, you know what though? I didn't realize until I got these glasses that if I had my hair cut and I put a little scar on my head that I might look a bit like Harry Potter. But I'm not shaving again.
Hey, Halloween is coming around. You pretty much got you're 80% there, so you might as well.
Wizard Jordy. All right.
No. Wrong franchise, bro. I'm not Universal.
All right, man. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw because, like y'all said, we had an eventful episode and we had an eventful start to the show. Familiar foes come face to face. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. This is the match for Crown Jewel. By the way, why is Crown Jewel in Australia? I thought that was like 100% like in Saudi Arabia. Is that the trade-off? They're like, we get Mania, but y'all can get some Crown Jewel.
They talk to me about the belt, right? The belt they've very much made it clear, like they said about the rings, yada yada. The belt, they made it very clear that is staying in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they did say staying in Saudi Arabia, but they get like a 100%. Ring, right?
Yeah. So is it just going to be rings up for grabs and no belt at this Crown Jewel, or will we make a special belt that stays in Perth? Is that the plan? Because if that's the plan and they go to every country and leave the belt in every country, I'm not as mad about it as I was when I thought it was just going to be one belt that stayed in one place.
I think it's just for the rings. They didn't really mention about the belt. I think it's just going to be about the championship rings because they mentioned it in their promos, but not in about
they definitely mentioned the
very
rings.
ESPN in it. It's very very
very
Super Bowl. It's very sportsy in it.
Look, I ain't saying nothing, bro. I can't say nothing bad about it. I'm apparently I am bought and paid for by Tony Khan himself in Saudi Arabia. My bank account has still not showed that yet. But anyways, but no, these obviously, this is the matchup. We got the Universal Champion versus the World Heavyweight Champion. This is a stipulation that they've created with this ring with these titles. And you know what? We're not going to talk about the second one, obviously, because we have the women's one. It's going to be Stephanie Vaquer versus whoever wins on Friday. That one, I will be honest with you, I find it less than desirable for whatever storyline they're going to make because I don't think there's going to be much of a storyline on that. Mm-hmm. This one, these guys actually have a lot of rich history, and they tapped into that rich history last night in the promo exchange against each other. Seth and Cody going back and forth, man, talking about, you know, the relationship that they've had, obviously tied to Seth helping out him being his shield and whatnot, and talking about getting a gift from him from the Mania 40 and whatnot. And the big statement that Cody made, guys, hey man, I got your number. I'm 3-0 against you. You ain't got a dub against me since I've come back here. And that really, you could tell that ate Seth alive. And I really, really like this segment a lot. I thought they started out the show and super hot, and it really gets a big interest for their match. And I think that's the main thing. Like, these matches are cool, champion versus champion. It can kind of be like whatever brand supremacy aspect that they used to do. But this one, these guys tapped into a bag and they talked about what they had. And even later on the show where they had the backstage segment with Becky and Seth just, it's eating him alive. Even like telling like, nah, don't even, like, they're trying to block him with the vision. Let him go. Like, you can tell that loss to Cody is really, he's going to be losing some sleep on it. And this is how you do it. And I'm excited for it. I want to know y'all's thoughts collectively first, and then we could talk about it as a team. I'll start with you, Chaos. What were your thoughts on the promo and the direction of this match leading into Crown Jewel?
I mean, I can't really get into it because it's all seemed forced. This is almost like a trade-off for when we did the Battle of the Brands with Survivor Series, Raw against SmackDown, and even though we did get some couple bangers during them times. We had AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. We had Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. And all those matches. There were a couple bangers in there, but it all means nothing, because like the same as how when this match came up last year, as soon as it was won in Riyadh, no one batted an eyelid about it afterwards. So it's just like, I know they're trying to implement the story by putting these two guys together, and they have history. But again, what's the end game here? I feel like it's just like all it's going to show is it's one of the champions are going to get buried, pretty much, and there's not much of a it won't amount to anything, but just make the person that loses look weak. That's why I wasn't really happy when it's Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, because obviously Cody won that, and it kind of made Gunther really look weak and kind of question himself, whether he's really the a proper world champion. So yeah, I mean, the promo was good. They got chemistry. It's obviously right there. But and you're right. The bombshell was when he said that, yeah, I'm 3-0 against you. What's most likely going to happen out of this? Which most likely means that Seth is probably going to take the W in this one. Cody doesn't really need the W in this, but yeah, I don't know. I just hate the fact that they're fighting over this championship that we're not even going to remember the Monday night after. So yeah, it is what it is. It'll be a good match regardless. They had 3 great matches together, And but yeah, I just feel like it's just a waste of time. But I guess they have to really make sense of, we made such a big deal over the championship. We gotta put something together to make it sure it wasn't just a flash in the pan. So yeah, I just wanted to be over and done with, to be honest, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay. So you have more of you're not as excited for that. You know what? It's fair. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's the fact that this title is like, seasonal, right? I think that's the best way to put it. We see it once in a blue moon. We don't get to see it defended on a frequent basis because it's not a actual title. That makes sense, but we do have November coming, and with November there is Survivor Series. Do y'all think potentially, this heel faction, the Vision, Brock Lesnar in the fold versus a group of baby faces? You think this could potentially lead in a build up to that? I mean, I ask you, Jordy, what do you think? Because your man Cena might be part of it.
War Games. That's why. That's why I think. No, honestly, it's. Man, I kind of like it. So this is what I was going to say. So I had a lot to say about there being a pointless belt, right? About in Crown Jewel, and just as a counter to Chaos's point, if they're doing rings, and it's always champion versus champion, and it's Crown Jewel, and it's like this is the Super Bowl of WWE, and that's the way they're saying it. WrestleMania always will be the Super Bowl, but do you know what I mean in terms of like this is the big playoff between the two best of that year or whoever's holding the belts? Do you know what I mean? And the winner gets a ring, and that's a continuous thing, and that goes on. And in 20 years' time, when there's been some absolute bangers of these matches with good storylines told, people will care a lot more. I'm not massively actually against that idea. And it would make Crown Jewel into a bit more of a PLE than it always has been. So yeah, I don't hate that. And the Seth thing with it eating him up and stuff like that, and him staring at that watch while Becky was talking and staring at the gift that he got given. I really think that, like, from a storyline perspective, he is looking at that watch thinking that, like, he's got an option now to win. But if he does that, he has to acknowledge, pardon the pun, the fact that he's become Roman Reigns. He's become the thing that he swore to Cody that he fought against to get the title off. He's become Roman Reigns. He's using his team to get results that he may not have got otherwise, because that's what's best for the team. And Roman was doing it because that's what's best for the family. So I think him staring into the watch, I think like that in my head, that's how I took it. It was like he's faced with a decision now where he knows he can win and he knows he can get that streak that Cody's got over him. He knows he can beat it. He just needs to play the game where he brings Paul Heyman down and he brings Braun and he brings Bronson down. Does he want to do that, or does he want to carry on being the guy that we see him as in his best days, when he is the guy who, like Cody said last night, it might be one of the best of all time when it's said and done, might be the best of all time when it's said and done. Like, look how good he is on the mic last night. It's almost underrated at how good he is on the mic, and in the ring, he can have a 5-star match with anyone he wants, I think. So, like, he's, in my eyes, he's that good. But right now, he's kind of going to start swaying towards that fact where it's like, well, you might be that good, but you're going to keep using a big spear off Braun or the tsunami off Bronson to keep getting your wins, then that respect is going to go, right? So, yeah, I think he's faced with a tough decision, but I very much do agree with Chaos in the fact that I think that Seth will win this. I think this will be the moment where he's fully fledged. I'm a bad guy now, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm. So okay, hold that point for a second, right? Because that's a question I want to ask you guys. He needs to go full heel now after this, because there's a reoccurring thing. Seth is never the he's not the prettiest girl at the party. You know what I'm saying? When he was going against Punk, people were looking at Punk. When he goes against Cody, they're looking at Cody. When he goes against Roman, they're looking at Roman. He feels like the plan B option at every major storyline he's part of. And people like Seth. Seth is all over media and stuff going into WrestlePalooza, right? He's a likable guy. He's definitely a renowned Hall of Famer by the end of his career, a couple times with the Shield and by himself. But at this current juncture of time, they have to clean off the babyface stuff off of him. That goes with the music. Obviously, we've talked about this numerous times. I need him to tap into like a devious super heel bag with this faction amongst himself. And he needs to be a little bit more of the driving force of it, whether he leans on Heyman to do it a little bit. But like, I need this to be the opportunity for him to just snap. And
the most he's been booed was with Becky. Becky has got him the most boos out of anything in this run, I think, when they were together. And I actually credit to AJ as well. Obviously, AJ Lee's just come back and stuff like that. But that's when I've seen him get the most boos. The moment that he's not got them with him and he's not opposing CM Punk directly, the cheers start to creep back in and stuff like that. And the baby face. And I don't know how much of it is his fault, but you're right. Maybe something needs to happen where, he does something to Cody. I don't know. I don't even know at this point. Does he stomp his head into the steps a few times?
I feel like it's coming in the horizon, bro. I feel like you're going to see a bit. Like, I think Seth did such a good job, like, in that backstage segment. Like, you can just tell his mind is just like, I have to end this guy. And I have to do it off of the aspect of competition. Like that, like the 3-0 line is something that can drive like a dagger into your heart. Because that's, as a man, bro, that's competition.
Is he gonna stomp his head? Is he gonna stomp his head into the watch?
Could. I don't know what type of watch that is. That joint, not a Patek. That wasn't a Rollie.
No, I know.
That boy got that watch from Express, I think, bro.
Yeah, no, he got that from them little booths that you get in the mall.
In the mall, the kiosk
in the middle.
Oh my god!
Well, they could definitely get one of them. They can make a replica though. I reckon. I bet that's how they'd play it, because it probably isn't cheap, but they'd make a replica and make it look like Seth stomps Cody's head into it to break it or something like that. They just seem to be making a big deal out of it right now.
John Cena did it. Remember as well?
Yeah.
Cracked his skull with it.
Okay, apparently it is a Rolex per Donnie. He said it was a Rolex. Talked about it in the past. Okay. Fair point. We got some comments I do want to go through though. Thank y'all in the chat. Chris Leclerc saying 7 out of 10 Raw. We got Millennial Noob, Sonic the Hedgehog athlete, by the way. Pretty cool. Hello everyone, how you doing today? Spooky season is coming very fast. Chris Leclerc says he does want to see Shadow, maybe. Shadow's a little spooky, right?
True, very true. Yeah. Just misunderstood.
He said, and then we got Fernando Zaya saying that we need him to win at Crown Jewel. Donnie got an idea saying it would make sense for the Vision try to help Seth, but run off by Cody and Pals. Then Brock helps Seth. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I honestly think that is what's going to happen. I think it is going to lead to the war game.
Yeah, so. They wouldn't just tease the pair up between him and Heyman for nothing. I mean, they could easily do it. I mean, but surely
they might just say it was for him to do his intro.
Maybe. I mean, but it's just like
it's going to allude to it. I think Brock winning too. I think he's definitely booked in position for. Like, one, I know you hate it. Him and Cena are going to have to settle some score where Cena comes up on, like, over him at it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds crazy, by the way.
It sounds weird to hear, like, to hear or see Brock in the War Games match. I don't know why. I'm just, for the longest, I've just seen him, I'm so used to him seeing in single, like, one-on-ones, but in War Games, I don't know.
It feels like it should be him.
You know what it is? He's gonna come up. He'll be the last one, and he's just gonna
surprise
every single person.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, oh god, have we not learned?
Are we still doing this?
Yeah, that's why.
Are we still doing this?
Hey man, I say the same thing. let's talk about something else though, man. Let's talk about Miss Bailey, because she is snapping. Like, she's going absolutely. She's like the movie Split. She got two different personalities, right? She don't know if she wants to be the hugger, or she don't want to be like a deranged version of her heel gimmick. But she had a match against Roxanne Perez. Lyra came out there, helped even the odds with Raquel Rodriguez. Bailey does get the win. Solid match, man. These two women are incredible wrestlers. The key figure is the end, right? Something snapped for her to win the match. Like, her crazy side snapped, and then she dog walked Roxanne to win the match. And then she kind of pushes Lyra and snaps on her a little bit. I don't know if we've talked about this Bailey character as a unit yet. I don't think we have. I want to know, we're in week 2 with it, and I'm going to ask you, Jordy, first. What are your thoughts, obviously, on the match and this character that we have with her? Because I will say, I've been very critical on Bailey. I think Bailey's phenomenal. I think she's so good. But I do feel like she hasn't been, like, they haven't made her very exciting in the last year and some change.
Yeah,
this is a different character. This is something that's a lot like outside the box, and I have interest in it thus far, but I want to know what you think.
It's funny that you should say it's like Split, because that is the exact comparison that I made on the daily last week as well. So I like it, and I think we need. So I would like this storyline to build in a way for a certain amount of time that we're feeling bad for Bailey because she has no idea what's going on, and that her head's just popped essentially, and that she's lost it, and that she's all of a sudden she starts becoming these different versions of herself from the past, essentially, right? So, and then this kind of new, fully unhinged, deranged version. So I want it so Lyra's worried and like we feel bad for Bailey for a certain point, and then I don't know when you pull the trigger, but make it so you have that moment, like from Split. That wasn't me, that was Patricia, where we find out that Bailey is actually fully mindful of this craziness that's going on, and she's like in control of it in a pretty scary way. And at that point, I think it becomes really good. I think you have a run for as long as that run goes. Hopefully, they book it well, and then at the end of that, I feel like the Wyatt Six should just like pick her apart and just find out what's going on in her head, and she can have a whole kind of Firefly Funhouse moment where she has the full-on breakdown, and you start to see all these different versions of it, and then she can come back face again. But I just think it started off on a really good foot, and I think that, like you said, it's outside the box. It's something different that we've very seldom seen in wrestling, let alone like Bailey. You know what I mean? Because I think, yeah, we've not even seen it in WWE. I just think it's something that it's hard to do, and you need the right person. And I think Bailey is certainly pulling it off right now, and I hope she continues to do it.
You had me until you said the Wyatt Six, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just don't want to see.
No, I'm talking like 2 years down the line. I'm talking like when she's fully like her head's exploded. She's at rock bottom, and it's either they take her in, or they like be like, okay, let's find out what happened, kind of thing. I don't know, yeah, but
I feel that, man. I mean, it is going to be interesting to see how we go with it. We got some thoughts in the comments about this. Salute to the homie Atomic Murph. She said that wasn't me, that was Patricia.
mm-hmm.
That's funny. that should be the slogan, to be honest with you. Oh my god. The fact of the day, this is her first win since April 14th. God. She ate a lot of L's. That's her favorite.
Not even no. Remember she was off TV for a while, like because she that was just before Mania.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point. Atomic Murph also said I really wanted her to beat the brakes off of Lyra really badly, then give her a hug after. That would definitely be.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, and then like almost like she comes back around, and she's like, "What happened? Who did this? I need to go and beat him up." You know what I mean? And I was like, "What are you talking about? You crazy, crazy."
Yeah, hopefully we do get to that level. But I do want to take a brief intermission from our topics because we got a couple things we do got to talk about. First and foremost, if you haven't already, man, make sure you subscribe to our second channel, Wrestling Republic Undercard, where you can find exclusive videos, clips of our show, and more standalone shows that we do here on the platform. It's a great channel. We're trying to get it up, so please, man, if you following us here after the show, YouTube, Wrestling Republic Undercard, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and lock in with all the shows that we got happening there. Also, if you haven't already, man, make sure you go ahead and download the Etsy app. You can find it on the App Store or the Google Play Store. Once downloaded, you make your profile, head to upcoming streams. We are going to start doing more streams on the weekends with Aunt You, Clark, myself. It is a fun platform, man. Y'all in the comments have an opportunity to chat with us live in effect. You can tell us why you agree with us. You can tell us why you disagree with us. It's an open forum, man, and it's a very fun Discord. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Let's get to this next topic, though, because we got to talk about a shirt that Chaos is wearing. We got Yeet versus not Yes. Okay, Ben Allison, who makes the graphics, and not me.
God damn it, Ben!
Yeah,
this
LA Knight is gonna come for
This
you,
was
man.
This was not Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan. This was Jey Uso versus LA Knight.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Okay, and the only thing that goes wrong is the fact that you put Yeet versus Yes. Anyways, I digress. Yeah. These guys had a match. We had a good little backstage segment earlier in the show where Jimmy and Jay are kind of butting heads. Jay don't like LA Knight at all. He's blaming him for the loss this past weekend. Not completely wrong. He told Jimmy, "Why you helping this sucker?" They have a match in Raw fashion. Doesn't finish. We got the Vision coming out, and we got them. My bad. No, Jay won the match. My fault. I'm tripping. Jay wins the match, but the Vision kind of beat piss out of LA Knight post match, and Jay's like, "Cool, I don't care." Jimmy tries to go ahead and make the save, being Captain Saver, bro. This builds to a tornado tag for next week. But this is a very interesting dynamic because we're really starting to try to figure out what's going in the mind of Jey Uso. And you, Chaos, with a Yeet shirt on, I feel like you might have an answer for me. Thoughts on the match and everything going on with the storyline?
I mean, yeah, the whole build up to it was sensational. Shout out to Future, man. It was just I just loved it throughout the show. Obviously they had the interaction with Jimmy and Jay at the beginning. Then obviously Jimmy's like hollered at Cody saying, let me talk to him for a minute. And then my favorite part of the show was the segment when it was Jay and Cody sitting backstage, and you see Cody, trying to give his 2 pennies, give his thoughts about, I've been there, I've been to the point where everyone has turned against me and all that kind of stuff. And then like you see Jay was just like, yeah, all right, cool. And it was just like him just slyly looking at the WWE Championship. I was just like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. It is definitely gonna happen. I was absolutely here for it. He just like, he was all shaking hands and all that stuff, and he had a little evil look to his face. And I don't get why people are very against this potential or these heel isms from Jay. I'm here for it. I think heel Jay is the best kind of Jay. Like, just look at his work during the Bloodline. I also his beef with LA Knight just gives me, him against Sami Zayn vibes when he just didn't like Sami Zayn. Doesn't know why, but he just doesn't like him. And it took Jimmy so many times to say, you know what, like, give this guy a chance. Like, he's trying to help us out. And he just like, no, screw that. So yeah, I feel like that side of him is coming through. And yeah, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Now, even the match was good. It was it did have a finish, Shad. And also, they didn't. Division didn't actually fully attack LA Knight yet. They were about to. They were swarming, and then that's when Jimmy came in, obviously with the chair and trying to fend them off, and everything else. But and then we got the tornado attack. Hopefully, it'll be better than the one that we got at WrestlePalooza. I felt that one was a bit, the chemistry was a bit off, and it was like all over the place. And obviously, the botched chair shot as well didn't really help things. Like Jay was clearly panicking, didn't know what to do. But yeah, I'm glad they're running it back. Hopefully, it'll be a bit more, it be as good as it should be, as well. So yeah, I'm here for it. I'm loving this whole thing, and I can't wait for the full heel Jay Uso, because it's coming. Like everyone's saying, like, no, it's already over. He's got so much momentum. Like I'm also a fan of changing things before the momentum before it gets stale or people get tired of them. Change it while it's hot, and then that could also work for some people. It doesn't work all the time, but it can also work for if you do it correctly. So I'm here for it. I love it. Yeet all day.
And it works also because, like, I think we was talking about it last week, right? When we was doing the prediction show. I said I miss my Usos a little, like rugged, man. I miss them having a little bit of that oomph. Not a lot of this, yeeting with babies and all of this type of stuff. Like, I like it. I think Jay's a phenomenal babyface. Obviously, he's got the juice for it. But like you said, I like that he's able to kind of play two sides of the coin with character wise, and I don't disagree with you on that. It's a smart thing to get while you're ahead, before it becoming stale, and that's a brilliant point. And that definitely, to what you said also, I forgot to mention that the Cody segment, looking at the belt, like that's a lot of history between those guys too, and that's kind of what, like, that's a new, like, that iteration would make it a lot more fresh for a matchup and whatnot. I know you look mad because I think there's a comment in there right now, Jordy. Do you want me to put the comment up?
What about LA Knight?
Yeah, because we got Donnie saying I agree with everything.
Donnie, I agree with Donnie with a lot of things and disagree with some things. This happens to be one that I disaly with. That's all.
LA Nation guy. Look, Donnie, I was going to stop you when you said you agree with Bubba Ray Dudley, but I digress. Not actually, you know what? Nah, I'll be real with you. I do think LA Knight is a great heel, because I thought a lot of the heel stuff that he did initially on the main roster, on top of the work he did at NXT when he was feuding with Cameron Grimes, right? Like, and a lot of that was pretty good. But I mean, he got over, and sometimes they think the catchphrase is making you a permanent baby face. So, all right, man, let's talk about this main event, because I gotta say this was absolute cinema, bro. Just absolute cinema, bro. This is what I live for, bro. This is what I live for, man. Joshi wrestling is my favorite stuff in the world, bro. I love all three of these women that are tied to this segment. But we had Asuka versus Rhea Ripley backstage segment against each other. They set up for the main event. Phenomenal match. Let me first and foremost say this. Thank you, man. We finally get to see Asuka wrestle like consistently on some singles matches, bro. Because I love seeing Asuka wrestle, bro. Like, some of the cleanest striking, some of the, like, that, the spinning back fist, the roundhouse kicks, all of it, bro. She really is one of them ones. Her and Rhea had a banger of a match last night. And, she tried to cheat. She tried to get Kairi Sane to help her cheat. It backfired. Rhea Ripley gets another win over Asuka. Post-match, Asuka ain't having that. She missed her to where she looks like Mystique from X-Men. Like, she was blue as hell, looking like an avatar.
Yeah,
and
for real.
Oh my goodness, dude. The acting of Asuka as this heel character, the gaslighting that she has Kairi Sane with having to do stuff that she doesn't want to. Like, even like, it's past just the little funny backstage segments, her yelling Kyrie. Like, it finally came into fruition in this, and you see her like not wanting to do anything. EO coming out, and they turn the tables and they beat on EO, man. This was some great stuff. Like, this was my favorite thing of the entire show last night. This is one of my favorite things that I've seen on WWE so far in the last few months. And I'm fully invested, man. I'm very, very invested into this storyline. I want to know y'all's thoughts on it, though. I will start with you, Chaos. What are your thoughts on the closing main event segment?
Yeah, man. I mean, the match was great. Loved it. Great main event. And I agree with you as well. Asuka is. I'm glad that Asuka is in singles competition and not just shoehorned in just for tag team matches and do the Kabuki Warrior stuff. I mean, you can have it sparingly, but not just constantly. She is, she has proved herself to be a main eventer. So, make use of that for sure. And you can see that Asuka's having fun with this. She's really found her like a groove in this different side of Asuka. It's obviously very amplified and just exaggerated, but it's the right amount. And I'm here for it. And her chemistry with Kairi Sane, with obviously her shouting for her, and then it's almost like a human anime, the way she just slowly moves off screen and her reactions and stuff. I just love Kairi Sane. She's so funny. But yeah, the match was good, and then obviously the ending. I don't know if she had like a gallon of blue. She drank a gallon of blue paint or food coloring, but God, did she cover Rhea Ripley. And yeah, David Sheldon said in the GC as well. He says, like, I am truly disappointed in the budget for the next Avatar movie, because that was absolutely shocking. That's how bad it was. But yeah, it was great acting from everyone, especially from Rhea Ripley. Io came out, and yeah, she got the brakes beaten off her. The other thing I didn't like about it was just because it was so telegraphed, and then some of the exchanges in terms of the selling or the beatdown that Kairi Sane was given to Io Sky it just wasn't believable. I don't know how that is, if that is how it is in Joshi wrestling, or I don't know, but it just kind of took me out of it a bit. It just felt very almost like playful. But yeah, the ending was great, and then the closing screen was obviously you see Rhea just trying to call out for Io, not knowing that she's completely laid out next to her. But yeah, everyone loved it. The crowd was hyped for it. I'm intrigued for it. We did predict this as well, saying that the term was going to happen either at WrestlePalooza or the night after Raw. So yeah, no, I'm good for it. It looks like we're going to get it at Crown Jewel Perth. So let's see where it goes from here. I think this is a nice little feud for both Io and Asuka. Can be very high level, and they got good chemistry. So yeah, no complaints on my end.
No doubt, man. And to me, like, this is also a needed character in a way too. With Asuka, you lose Naomi out of the picture as a heel on the top of your women's division. This is a plug and play. Like, this version of it is so good. Like you mentioned, it's more over the top to her, and like she feels so evil. Like, maybe it's also because she's got the aesthetic with the paint, like the kind of like the clown mask and the paint and whatnot. But like, she's really, really like, she's killing it on all chords, even in the backstage segments and all of that. Like, she's playing she's so conniving. Like, it's interesting because I've never seen her to this level, because we've always seen Asuka's the happy, like, the energy of whatnot. But like, in this way, she's like conniving. She's gaslighting Kairi Sane, like I mentioned. Like, all of it is coming like so well grouped together. I feel what you say in regards to the punches. I will say this. I'll give Kairi Sane credit. Not because I named my cat after her, but because I love the crying and like her, like when she was gonna do the insane elbow, and you could tell she didn't want to do it, and then she
she did the salute, like it's almost like a Titanic thing,
and then hits the joint on Io. Jordy, I want to ask you before we get to comments. Also, what are your thoughts on the closing segment, the main event? I know you're happy Rhea Ripley won, good for her, but how you feel about it?
Did she though? Really? That she was pretty blue at the end of the night. So I don't know. Yeah, she got the win, and it was. Man, I'm just happy that we're in a position that we're just getting a surprise Rhea Ripley versus Asuka main event. Like, we were in a position not that long ago where I think all of us on this show were saying to build the women's division, we need more feuds outside of the belts. We need something that we care about outside of the belts. And this isn't the first one to do that at all. Like, there was obviously Naomi and Jade was another great one off the top of my head. But this is another one that it's not got one of the belts tied to it. It's main event in Raw. We all massively care about it. Like you said, it's great to see Asuka wrestling consistently. And it's going to do so much for Kyrie as well. Look, Io's already at the top, and the fans love her so much now as well. That was one thing as well. Like, when Io came running out, man, I was just like, oh, she looks so sad. Like, why are we doing this? Like, I cared about this whole segment. I thought it was great. Like you said about Asuka's scary. She's creepy. I don't like clowns at the best of times. If they're going to spray a blue mister, yeah, certainly count me out. And I love it that, like, it's almost like a classic storyline as well. In, like, you know, Asuka was bullying people essentially. She was walking around being a bully, and Rhea went, "No, do you know what? I'm going to stand up to the bully," which is different when you, like, Rhea's in full babyface mode now. Like, she's completely softened from the mammy character that we saw in the Judgment Day that would just run over anyone. Like, she's completely softened. You can see how much she cares about Io, how much she cares about the locker room. That was why she stood up for them and was like, "No, hang on, I'll beat Asuka into the ground, and I'll teach her a lesson because she's never beat me." She did get the win, but yeah, it's gonna get a bit messy from here, isn't it?
Yeah, man. This is definitely something that is going to be interesting. And to your point, also, I think they've actually, at the moment, let's be real, Bailey, Lyra, both of these matches that happened last night, title's not in the picture. The World Heavyweight Champion last night just cut a promo. You know, salute
AJ Lee as well coming back. I know, obviously, technically Seth has got
AJ
a belt.
Lee. I know,
Seth has
Becky.
got a belt, but it's like that. It wasn't really anything to do with it that much, was it? It was more the hatred between the four of them.
It goes back to a conversation we had, right? But, like, I think you can see that the reason for Raw, I'll use Raw as the example. Raw, out of every American wrestling show, probably has the most ample amount of, like, well, next to NXT. Well, both of them as examples. The reasons why is because the majority of the main stars on the show, a lot of them are women. Like, you can't have a show if you don't have a Rhea Ripley, a Io Sky, a AJ Lee now, a Becky Lynch. Like, show doesn't run if you don't have them. Bailey, like, they have so many stars, and the reason why a show like SmackDown, I think, lacks a little bit is because the balance isn't really there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have a lot of balance. You have the whole Tiffany Jade dynamic, but even that feels like an afterthought. So I feel like
they keep running it back. Like, they feel like we've seen this so many times. Yeah,
Tiffy Nia, Tiffy Jade. It feels like on what mode is it on 2K?
Tiffany,
feels like you've only got like 3 women's wrestlers in your roster, so you just have to keep recycling the feuds.
I tell you this, man, a superstar like Jade Cargill, I won't say she's being underutilized because she's on TV a lot, so that's not the truth of it. She's not being maximized to what she can be at all. And that's a conversation I know we always have as well, because people want to nitpick on her in-ring ability. It's the WWE, man. I'm sorry. They don't care 100% on if you can have a 5-star match. To hell with that. They care if you're a force.
You can sell merch.
Exactly. Right? AJ Lee is an example. AJ Lee is not a great worker by any means. She's a very average in-ring worker, but you see how big of a star she is and how much of the moment that was into it. Not faulting her. She's just came from a time where women's wrestling wasn't as, prominent as it is now. So it goes to that. Like, someone like Jade, I feel like I would put the belt on her and just let her work itself out. You know what I'm saying?
We'd definitely put a belt on her now. There's 4. That's the one thing that I would say. Like, there's 4 belts now. I think it's worth.
Well, that US
that's what I was going to say to you.
You can't even get on TV with the US.
I don't know if she's being underutilized. I think she's being utilized in the wrong way right now. If it is true what people say, if she isn't at that scratch of the top level, because look how good the roster currently is. Look how big the names are. then don't make her be at that top level. Make her be the best in the mid card and create something like Gunther did with the IC title,
what
right?
made
Like,
her? But isn't that what made? So like when people want to, so that's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I like WWE mid card belts, like the US belt. Like I don't know how to compare it because this is a brand new belt, right? So there's not like an actual vision towards it. But when I do think of the US belt, I think of John Cena's Open Challenge, and I think of a work rate belt, kind of what Sami Zayn is doing, right? If you want to do that, you have to pretty much copy and paste the booking strategy that they did in AEW and how they presented her. You give her a bunch like Goldberg, right? You give her
Gunther. Yeah, literally just.
Well, Gunther was having competitive matches because he's a work rate guy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Gunther is a work rate guy. He just has a menacing presence. That's where people think that he's a beast, but he's not a beast. He's not like squashing people like that. He's going to like have competitive bouts with people. With Jade, she needed to just squash girls, and there's not.
Gunther wouldn't let himself squash people. Gunther was that guy that would be like, "Oh, hang on, they're not gonna kick out. Let me just pick them up." And and it was like they're going limp, they're about to tap, and he just releases the hold because he's like, "No, I'm not done yet." So yeah, that's I wouldn't mind seeing Jade do that.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly say before we wrap up? Obviously, you know, we see that Raw is obviously stacked and whatnot, and you know, it has so much talent. What was the whole point with the segment with Maxine Dupree? Like, who asked for that?
I have no idea.
I will say about Maxine.
NXT.
I think Maxine can go, and I think that she's got really good character work. I just think it's funny that Adam Pearce actually hit the nail on the head last night. It's the wrong time for Maxine Dupree.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to build up to it. I don't think they're going to build anything on it.
For sure. She can go to the Performance Center. So she
That was mean. That was mean.
I like her, bro.
Maxine do mean.
Sorry, Ben. I'm going overtime for a quick second. I like her, right? I think she obviously she looks TV ready. She's a gorgeous young lady. She's a great manager. Like she has the manager aspect to it, but she's not a worker like that. Like, and if you're gonna work her, to this point, like only for Natty to squash her. That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna wrestle this tough girl Natty that beats up people in the independent scene, looking like Ronda Rousey Jr. You know what I'm saying? Even that, like, bro, like I rock with Natty. I think she's a phenomenal him, but like, I'll be real with you. I know a lot of people are like beating his drum, like, yeah, let this Natty come to WWE. It ain't getting over. It's not getting over. I'm sorry. That's an independent. That's an independent.
Ronda Rousey herself struggled to get over being Ronda Rousey, so I don't know.
Well, the second run, the first run, it was easy. The second run, yes.
Yeah, because the first run, we knew who she was. We knew she was the baddest woman in the planet from the UFC days, right? And then it rubbed off after that. But Natty, I mean, you're not like how much like you don't have like a like you can't like put that into, like I said, that's a independent gimmick, and it works in the indies for her. For her to bring that to the main roster,
they must see something in Maxine, though, right? Because the amount of releases of actual genuine workers that have gone, and Maxine,
she's got charisma. Like she's a great like talker and character. I just don't think like you're not selling me her in a like in the picture, like in the mid card picture.
Like I don't see her turning into a Daniel Bryan overnight. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's. I feel like what we've seen.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
That's it. You know what I mean?
She's like Chelsea. She reminds me of Chelsea Green. I'd like to see them two tag together, and I know the best friends.
Chelsea. But that's the thing. Like you know, I don't like giving her a lot of credit. Chelsea's a good.
Oh yeah, much more than Maxine, like, much more so than Maxine. I just think the character work that you can do, say, with being a slagent for Chelsea, is a bit different to what she can do with working for Natty to the point where she'll get over.
So before we go, to say she joins the Secret Service, right? She's going to be a like person that gets beat up before they get to Chelsea. Then that's what she's a great jobber to be, and I say that with a lot of respect. We are way over time, man. Hopefully Ben Allison don't dox my invisible pay. Y'all have a good one, man. If you're not doing nothing tonight, myself and Drizzy will be on the same channel for NXT Off the Air. Guys, we back
hey,
in.
quick question. TNA takeover?
Yeah, Invasion. We're gonna see
It
tonight.
looks like the invasion's happening, isn't it? Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like they're selling them t-shirts too.
So there you go then.
I might tune in. I might tune in.
I might tune in, maybe. Yeah.
For sure, man. Y'all be good in the comments, man. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeet.